Happy Sunday evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to get started here in just a minute. Thank you for being here early. Appreciate you guys showing up for the Sunday night live stream. And we're going to cut it over here real quick. There we go. Okay. So that is it's not a new camera, but it's a new camera on the stream setup. And so far, so good. It's good. I've actually used it to stream before in Galveston, but, you know, it's one of those Sony cameras. It's an A6500, so it's got the really cool focus feature to it. Good evening to all. Happy Sunday. Appreciate y'all being here tonight. Special shout out to the folks in green text in the chat. YouTube channel members. Big Bad Trucker, saw you in there earlier. WB7OUT Tom, I saw you in there. Thanks for being here. Jeff, AA4BC. Of course, Robert, the Digital Rancher, is in there. Jody, VA5SAR, is in there. Sean, WW5JD. CRJ Racing. Joe, W8WNA. See you guys in there. KA2AUB. Good evening. Big John's Ham Shack. How you guys doing? Mike's in there. Ham Radio 2. Bill's in there. Ham Radio Tectonics. Smoke Signals RF. Don. What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to do another AMA tonight. The AMA I did last week was fantastic, or last month, rather, was fantastic. I had a lot of really good feedback and good participation on that AMA, and we're going to do another one tonight. So a couple things real quick before I bring Frank on. Next weekend, Kyle and I are headed to Rendezvous in the Ozarks in Arkansas. And this is an overlanding type event. You camp out on the side of a mountain. It is inside of I think it's a national forest. I don't think it's a national park. I forget the name of it right now. Mulberry Mountain Lodge is the, you know what? That's the wrong thing. It's right, gosh, where did I go? No, that's right. Okay, never mind. I was looking at the wrong screen. So Rendezvous in the Ozarks is next. We're going to leave out of here on Thursday, and it goes through Sunday. Sunday morning, basically, just Saturday night you stay. Sunday morning you pack up and leave. There's not really anything going on Sunday. But all day Friday and Saturday they'll have trail runs, have a few vendors there. The last time I was there was a ham radio club from the local area that had set up and was doing radio right there. And, of course, it's a POTA spot. So we sat down and activated the National Forest the whole time. And it was a really fun time. And Kyle just texted me earlier today and said that if we go 100 feet in one direction, it's next to a trail, and it's actually a twofer. So we're going to have to check that out when we get there this time. But that's next weekend. That's where I'll be next weekend. The following weekend, we will be back at Ray Roberts State Park at the Johnson branch, not the Isle du Bois branch. The Isle du Bois branch is where we've been the last 2 or 3 times. Never been to the Johnson branch before, but we're going to the Johnson branch next time, and for Support Your Parks weekend. So that will be whatever that day is, Saturday, October 19th. I've already got Pavilion number 1 reserved, and everybody can just come on out and hang out with us for as long as you want. That should be a really fun time. Those are always good get-togethers, good gatherings and whatnot. So Support Your Parks weekend, Ray Roberts, 2 weeks from yesterday. And then this coming week is Amazon Prime Big Deals Day. So I'll be live streaming on Tuesday at noon for my Amazon Prime Big Deals Day. They do an Amazon Prime Day in July. This Big Deals Day, I think they started last year. They just saw how well Amazon Prime Day worked, and they were only doing it once a year, so they created this new thing for the fall, I think. I don't know. But it's basically the same thing. Just a lot of sales going on, a lot of different things being put on sale on discount for limited time. I created a list for Prime Big Deals Day 2024. I just kind of threw some things in there that had been on sale recently, but there's nothing on it right now because it doesn't officially start till Tuesday. But I will put a link to that list in the chat below, and I will be adding stuff to that list as it comes available on Amazon Prime Big Deals Day. So you guys mark your calendars for this coming Tuesday at noon Texas time, which is, I guess, 1700 UTC, and we're going to do a live stream from there. So lots going on this week. Looking forward to everything there. Izzo says, Tuesday equals HR 2.0, take my money. Sure. Sure, why not, Don? So, okay, there we go. Let's get Frank in here. What's up, man? How are you?
Doing all right, man. I already got a couple of questions down from the chat, so I'm watching for the chat this evening for any questions. And my collar's tucked in the shirt. I didn't know why that was like that. Wonder if it's like that all day. But how have you been, man? You just got back from Belton.
Yes.
How was that?
Belton was excellent because, as I've said before many times in the past, if the weather is good, Belton is a great show. And the weather was fantastic all weekend. It was chilly in the mornings. I say chilly. It was probably in the 60s. It wasn't cold. So it was nice in the mornings, and it was it kind of got up into the high 80s, low 90s during the day. So it was a little bit warm. Mm-hmm. Not a cloud in the sky, so the sun was beating down on us the whole time. We had a couple of canopies set up. Mike was parked on one side. I was parked 2 spaces down. We had our canopies in the middle there with I slept in my Gazelle tent. Everybody was asking, "Where's your RV? Where's your RV?" I'm like, "It's in pieces."
So you know what? We haven't really got a chance to catch up in a while here.
And T.O. wants to, this might be a good opportunity. T.O. wants to do another live stream on the Unplugged channel. Mm-hmm. So perhaps I will, and I told him, I said we need to do that. My original goal was to try to do that once a month, and we did it 2 or 3 months, and then haven't done much since then. But long story short, I got a repair guy coming to the house on Tuesday to hopefully fix the slide room. Mm-hmm. Now, the slide room has been fixed once already, so when it gets fixed this time, it's going to get traded in. Although he said he didn't have the water tank yet. That hadn't come in yet, so I got to wait for the water tank to come in. And then but progress is finally being made on that. What?
Well, for me, you lost the video signal.
Oh. You're right, I did. No, you know why? So this camera is on. Hold on a second, I can fix that. This camera
is only me? Because I'll
No, it's everybody. It's everybody.
Okay.
This camera's on battery.
Okay.
So now I'm back on my original camera. I'm going to put a new battery in my new camera. Yeah, I don't have I have an AC adapter for the camera you watch from my main camera, the one that keeps rebooting itself. I have an AC adapter for it. So just plug it in and go. This new camera is on battery power, and I was setting it up for the last half hour, so I ran the battery down. I've got a second battery right here, and so I need if I'm going to keep going with that camera, I'll have to buy an AC adapter for it. No big deal there. So, yeah. So we'll see. This camera hasn't rebooted, and I've had this camera on for like maybe 30 minutes. It rebooted once or twice when I first turned it on. I hadn't done it since then, so we're going to try to stay right there.
Well, all right. We'll give it a shot tonight. But sounds like y'all had some fun down there.
It was fun. It was a good...
So you put the gazelles out in the parking lot? Or did you find like a grassy area?
No, I put it in the parking lot.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody said in the chat a minute ago, I didn't know you could tent at Belton. You could basically do anything you want to there. I mean, they're not going to come and say, "Oh, you can't do that." They don't care. I mean, as long as you're not raising hell or something, it's yeah, you can totally tent. I've tented before. This is my second time to tent there, and nobody said anything to me either time, so whatever. But there's a lot of guys couple guys with overland type vans that come up there, bunch of RVs that are up there. some car camping. Mike did car camping in his
Oh, he has a nice blow up.
He has
air
a nice
mattress.
setup, yeah, in his
when
Explorer.
Satan doesn't poke holes in it.
Right, yeah. So yeah, totally can do that. Totally can do that, no problem at all. So, but yeah, that was a fun show. And then of course,
did you make it down to the what was the other one? Saturday.
And then so we got up Saturday morning and we tooled around for a little bit and took a tour through the indoor part of Belton. And about 9 o'clock, the first thing I did when I got up Saturday was tear down all my stuff. And about 9 o'clock, we left and headed 30 minutes, basically southwest to Florence, Texas, for MeshCon.
Mm-hmm.
And that was at the Spec 5 facility. And a lot of that was thanks to Robert, W5ITR Digital Rancher. He basically got it. He built a relationship with those guys because they built some really cool cases for Meshtastic devices. And then they had put on this MeshCon thing. And we've been talking about that on the channel for the last couple of weeks. And we attended that. It was only like 10 to 2, so it was a very short thing.
Mm-hmm.
There were like 2 or 3 presentations. I did my presentation on getting started in ham radio, kind of comparing the differences between ham, GMRS, CB, and all that. And it's the same presentation I give at the More Expo every year. And we did they introduced a couple of new devices. They did a balloon launch with a Meshtastic
nice.
radio on it.
They usually do that at Belton? No, not Belton.
No, Houston.
Houston Hamfest.
Houston Hamfest, yeah. A lot of times they'll do it at the Houston Hamfest. So they do that, and it was a fun. It was small. There was probably I think 20 people there. It was not big, and it was out in the middle of nowhere, which I really kind of enjoyed. But we'll see where it goes next time. They were just kind of doing it as an experiment and seeing where it will be going from there. But it was an informative event. I've invited one of those guys to come on the show and talk to us about some new projects they're working on in the Meshtastic community and where we can go from there with that. I picked up one new device. Well, I bought 2 devices. One of them was a brand new. They didn't have them in stock yet, but they are assembling and shipping them, so I should have that in about a week. And then I brought one device home as well.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Sounds like a fun weekend, man.
It was a good weekend, yeah. Yeah, it was a really good weekend. The weather was nice. Got to hang out with a lot of cool people, so...
Following that up, Mike, Ham Radio Tube, asked, what did you make you buy, or what did I make you buy? Did Mike make you buy something?
I think he was talking to somebody in the chat. Mike didn't make me buy anything this weekend.
Okay. I thought that was directed to you.
No, I think he was talking to somebody in the chat. I'm not sure. But if he was talking to me, no, he didn't make me buy anything this weekend. I kind of a little bit made him buy an arm lock cage because I bought a new arm lock cage, which I have like 6 or 7 of those now, and he doesn't have any of those. So he was, I was like, dude, you need to get an arm lock cage. And then I saw him over there looking for one for his FT818, but I think he kind of made the decision on his own, but I've told him before in the past he needs to get those. So, yeah, Armorlock was there. Main Trading Company was there, but he was only selling expert amplifiers. He didn't bring anything else. That's pretty much all the names you would know. Everybody else was just stuff out of the back of the truck.
No,
Jason Lockwood says, I need to buy a 991. You need to buy 991A Jason Frank.
You need to buy a 91A.
So I'll be releasing a video sometime in the next week or so that talks about the best portable HF antennas, best portable HF radios. Portable meaning possibly mobile, but also man-packable. And I mentioned the 991A in there. And I think I never really cared for that radio, but Armlock is making cages for him now, so I'm kind of sort of a little bit loosely on the lookout for a 991A and an 857D. I saw none of those. I saw a guy with a 991, the original, not the A model, and I saw no 857Ds at Belton this weekend, which surprised me. Usually you'll find some of the Yaesus. I did see a guy with an 897. I already have one of those, and but I didn't see anything of the ones that I actually wanted. So, yeah, if anybody has one for a good price, let me know. I'm not going to buy a new one. It will be a used one if I find one. But that'll be for some backpack stuff I'm working on.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. There was a question about drinks here a while back ago. I'm drinking some good old Wellers. If you didn't see the amazing tank finger pour, they said it was the tank. They said it was 3. It's 2, but it could be the tank 2-finger pour. Green label Wellers. I found that on a whim. I said yes, and I'm still drinking that. What do you got there, Jason?
I've just got a soda tonight. I'm not drinking anything tonight.
Ah.
I may or may not have had a few whiskeys and margaritas this weekend, so I'm like, you know what?
Okay.
I think I'm gonna take the week off. So I didn't have too much. I mean, I slept really well both nights. I woke up the next morning. I was fine. I don't feel like I got stupid or anything, but I don't drink whiskey every night, and I drank both Thursday and Friday night this week. So I'm like, you know what? I think I'm done for a while. So I'm going to wait till Rendezvous. I'll have some in Rendezvous next weekend, but other than that, yeah.
Nice. This question is from KA2AUB World. Do you have lives with cigars? I do a cigar social on my channel. I need to bring that back. And Jason, you have your not the YouTubers bunch where we just get around. It's the happy hour. We usually smoke cigars with.
Whatever happened in that place down in Burleson we were going to go that time?
It's still there, but it's in Burleson.
Yeah, I still want to do it, though. You can rent it, can't you? Can't you reserve it?
You know what? Next Belton, and it'll be next year, so I would have more time off then. That's why I'm not going to the Ozarks. I am literally out of PTO time. I'm building it just a little bit up so families for the break, the holidays. Maybe next Belton we do a live stream that Friday. Oh, no, wait, we go down Thursday.
We go down Thursday, yeah.
Oh, screw it. We'll have a Thursday night.
We can do a Thursday night. There's nothing wrong with that. Although I got there at like 6. I left here at 3 o'clock on Thursday. I got there about 6.
Yeah.
And it's only about a 2.5-hour drive, but the traffic was bad. And there was a lot of people there on Thursday this time. I've been there on Thursday when there's been like 2 other guys and me. And this time there was probably a dozen people there on Thursday, so that was a good indication how well the weekend was going to go.
Nice.
So yeah.
All right, I'm going to circle back at the top.
Okay.
I got some questions stored.
Yeah, this is an AMA. I know a lot of you guys were in the chat early asking questions. If you could retype the question, because once the chat starts rolling, and once the chat gets to a certain length, it starts cutting off the older messages. Jason Lockwood, thank you for the super chat right there, $20 super chat. Appreciate that. And but if you have a question, please do type it in the chat.
Yep. Hamnomics going to look at a G90 or G900. Is that just the G90?
I don't know what a G900 is.
G900, that I think will...
Oh, the Guohetic?
Yeah.
Guohetic, that's the...
Guohetic G900.
Yeah. I think that is one of their HF rigs. I think. They have a couple of HTs out as well. And quite frankly...
I haven't even heard of this brand.
The HTs are just kind of copies of like a Retevis or a TID radio or something like that. So the HTs I wasn't overly impressed with, but their HF radios are nice. G900, I'm not familiar with that specific model, but let's see if I can look it up real quick.
It looks like a rugged battery in the back radio.
That's probably the one I actually have. So the PMR 171 is the one that I did the video about, and that's on this channel here. And then, this G900 looks like a, I found it on AliExpress. I don't remember if that's the one they sent me or not. I've got another one to do a video on, but I don't think it's this one. I think it's something else. So, that PMR 171 was kind of a neat radio, so I would the G900 might be okay. But what's the question about it?
He just said he was going to pick up one.
Oh, okay. Well, let us know how you like it.
Yeah. Hello. This is a beginner question, but I was wondering if I have a 1-to-1 dipole with an HF Belton, it would have 2 sockets and a hanging piece. Below the hanger part, there's one more port, looks like a piece. Is that for ground? I I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I
You know
follow
what?
that question.
So this is what you're going to do on these more technical questions. Go to our Discord. Our Discord is great, and then they can be able to dig into it. There is a HF channel and a help desk channel. You go into the help desk, post your questions there. Is for the harder technical ones because people more smarter than us. Plus, that you can post pictures.
Yeah, you could post a picture of it. If I could see what you're talking about, I could answer your question.
Yep.
But it sounds like maybe you're talking about a ground lug, but I've never seen a ground lug on a 1-to-1 Balun on a dipole. I don't know. Could be a ground lug, but I'd have to see it to tell for sure.
A new question here or a comment. A loaded question in NC, North Carolina. We have a disaster in the western part of the state. Amateurs are trying to help out with comms. Some areas that have nothing. So the question: few amateurs, and that's all you got. Did it had to cut down?
I don't know. That might have cut his question off.
Yeah.
So I released a video yesterday about some comms happening in that area. The Mount Mitchell repeater has been very famous. They broadcast, they relay, I should say, that traffic on Broadcastify. You can listen for free. 145.190 is that repeater. It's like 6,600 feet in the air on Mount Mitchell, and I think that's in North Carolina, not in Tennessee. But there's a lot of areas of Tennessee affected. A lot of areas of North Carolina. I spoke to Steve KO4FL. He's in South Carolina, and I spoke to him a couple days ago. He goes, yeah, we got some rain and whatnot, but it wasn't too terrible where we are. Everything's good here. I think he said they lost power for a short bit. I spoke to Matt, 84MQ, yesterday. No, today.
Oh, you know what?
Today.
I should have reached out to
and
Matt.
I didn't realize it had hit. I didn't realize it had hit that far south. Matt's in southern Florida.
Yeah, that's why I think about him.
Yeah.
Now I thought about him for the new hurricane that's
there's a new one that's coming this way now. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't. So he said there was some damage where he's at. They were without power for a short while. I think everything is back online where Matt's at. But I know there are still some areas without power and cell service still.
Yes.
And cell sites are down because the power's down in certain areas. So yeah. So that's a thing, and there's been a lot of ham radio relief in those areas that's taken place. And I've seen some chatter on like Instagram and Twitter about how FEMA are turning people away that want to help because FEMA's like, no, we got this. And it's like, what? You guys couldn't get water to victims after Katrina in a reasonable time frame. So I don't know how true or that may be a little it may be a little politically driven those posts I've been seeing. So
do not show up at a disaster. I have done search and rescue for a long time. You never self-deploy for anything because you will get turned away. If you're not supposed to be there and no one knows you're supposed to be there, they will turn you away. If you want to help out with some of these organizations, go to the organization directly, tell them what you got and what your availability is, and if they need you, they will say, yes, we'll need you. I'll come out, especially for resources. If you say I have X, if you're a big company that has a lot of stuff, reach out to the Red Cross and other things directly. Just don't show up. If you show up, no one knows you're coming and they'll turn you right around and say, go back. We don't know who you are.
The problem is that I had reached out to 2 or 3 people before I made my video, and I couldn't find any coordinated efforts from
the coordinated efforts would be from FEMA, Red Cross, and those would be the big.
Well, I'm not going to check with FEMA because I honestly don't care. I was talking about more. I was talking about more like ARRL or Aries, Races, Red Cross, that kind of thing. I didn't check with Red Cross. They probably have something. But if people are showing up with cases of water in places that are out of water and they're getting turned away, that's just wrong.
Well, they get turned away because they don't want them in there. They don't want additional people just showing up. Like, you're in a good area.
They don't have to let them in there. They don't have to let them in there. They just have to take the freaking water that was offered to them.
And then what's that person's going to do? He doesn't have any distribution, anything.
Then they should let people help out.
Yeah.
So either let people help out or take the things that they're being offered. But yeah, it just I don't know the whole I don't know the whole situation. I wasn't there. I'm not there. I don't know the whole situation. I don't know. And you know, some of these Twitter posts are just people just griping about whatever the heck they want to gripe about.
Yeah.
But it's I wish that it was, so at the end of my video I posted yesterday, I said, I want to know if there's any coordinated efforts by ham radio groups, including Red Cross. Red Cross has a ham radio group that is helping out in this area. And I got some comments about stuff that was happening. The hams in those areas are doing a fantastic job, but I wanted to know if there was something about how people from outside of the area could come in and help. There was some discussion on the video I put up with Ham Radio Prep about their new emergency comms course. So part of the discussion we had with that was the fact that after the hurricane hit Puerto Rico, I want to say that was 2017, and part of that island was down without power for like 8 or 9 months. ARRL did a coordinated effort to have help sent down there, and they had like 5 or 6 spots open, and they only got like 2 volunteers. I don't remember hearing about that at the time. I would have absolutely gone down there to do that myself. Of course, I had a job at the time. But today, I'm a little bit more free with my schedule. I'll say that. So, but I like that's what I was looking for this post-Hurricane Helene thing. Is there any type of coordinated efforts? I emailed a guy I know at the ARRL. I didn't get a response back. He's probably really busy right now. No fault on him at all. But I couldn't really find anything ARRL related, and I have a Red Cross here locally. I know the Red Cross people here in the North Texas area, but I don't know who's in charge of Red Cross in North Carolina. So
I like the Door Chicks comment here. Best thing to do in a disaster is to give money. Don't go down there thinking that you're going to be able to help out, and don't take your leftover clothes or household items. It just creates more work for others.
That's true, but typically speaking, ham radio operators rally at times like this. So, and you know, but it does, and that's why, and again, that's why I was looking for a coordinated effort, not just a free for all of people driving out there. So that's what I was trying to find.
Let's get back to a funner question here. Ron, is there a app that shows POTA 2-first, 3-first, 4-first, etc. for parks, or is there a easy way to tell which parks overlap?
No. We had that question with the POTA guys on this channel on a live stream a few years ago, and unless something's changed, they kind of think that that's part of the mystery of it.
And I would agree with that.
Yeah.
That's part of your planning effort. You got to plan and see which parks overlap. You got to pull up the websites of both of them, get the maps out. And remember, trails. Trails are noted usually where somewhere in the middle of the trail or at the beginning of the trail. They're not noted for the entire trail where it is. So you got to do your research. You got to figure out where it's at. Also, since we said trails, we have the freedom with trails. We don't have to be right on the trail to operate. Please don't operate in the middle of the trail. We can be 100 feet off the trail to operate.
Yes, 100 feet. Yes, correct.
And that might be within your car because that trail runs right beside the parking lot.
Right. Correct.
So that's a fun question.
I know that we could talk about this hurricane thing all night, and perhaps I'll do another thing on that. In fact, I have some other plans. Somebody mentioned K4SWL. Yes, I know 2 other guys who I would like to interview on this channel. So let's put a pin in that for now. This is about more than just that. I mean, questions about it are fine, but yeah, we don't want to make the whole stream about that because it's still ongoing. There's still some places without power and cell service today, And once that kind of all gets resolved, I would like to do kind of like an after action report. So I'm already working on some stuff with that. So
no, that sounds like fun.
Keep in touch.
A question here about antennas. What is the antenna that is the fastest to put up and take down for IC 705 HF for use of POTA? I thought this would be a nice, easy one.
Well, I mean, an end-fed half wave, really. It's small, lightweight. Any end-fed half wave is going to be quick to put up and take down.
I use weights to throw up in a tree. I use masts to stand it up and do a vertical or a sloper. Or I've just found the highest thing to tie it to and just run the line out and see who I get.
Right. Or I just take a push-up mast and either tie it to a fence post near like an awning over a picnic table, or somehow to tie it to my truck. Mm-hmm. So have a receiver hitch and a drive-over mount, a couple things like that.
I was about to say, you have a drive-over mount.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing. You just take a mast and shove it in your drive-over, and then you don't have to worry about anything.
Mm-hmm. But it's easy to do. I mean, that's probably the quickest way, I think.
And coming up tomorrow, and sorry, tomorrow I'm reviewing the new Gigaparts bags that are new to me, and I did it down at Galveston, and I did not take my vertical antenna down there because that was the other thing I was thinking about filming, and I did not want to tune, and this kind of leads into antennas too. That's why I wanted to talk about it. Tune the antenna down at the saltwater. Because most of the time I'm using this antenna up here in the DFW area, or not by a large body of water, and that's going to change your ground characteristics. It's just something to think about when you're tuning an antenna, especially if you're clipping it down and you're not going to be able to, make it longer or shorter. Unlike that real antenna, you just right here, that's good, right?
The real antenna is awesome. It's best if you have an analyzer with you to kind of read that as you're winding it out and in. But yes, that real antenna you can make that resonant on any frequency you want between like 6 and 20 meters. 6 and 40 meters.
The only bad thing about that antenna is bulkiness. Like, it doesn't collapse down nicely into in your bag. If you're trying to keep a lightweight bag, it is a little bulky because you have the roll up part of the antenna, then you have the balun box on the back. If they can find some way to make that all in one, and then that will just streamline it, that would be beautiful. But that's a huge technical challenge, and I don't blame them for not being able to do that.
It's a little bulky, but it's not. I mean, he said quick deployable. He didn't say backpackable and smallest and lightest weight. So there's a difference between those things as well. So
Vince says he really likes that real antenna. It was nice.
It's good.
It was nice. If I think I am going to give that away on a giveaway up and coming on my stream. But if I was the end user on that, I would mark it on each band. So I know a lot of people yelled at me for this. Well, if you just reel it all the way out for the 40-meter mark, that means you're going to be resonant on 20 and 10 and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And you are 100% correct on that. But if you have limited space or you don't feel like wheeling it all the way out, I like to find the 20 point and the 10 point. So I don't have to reel it all the way out. Yep, there it is. Yeah. It's a beautiful antenna. It works great, and
that's a good antenna. I like it. Yep, very true. Okay, moving on. What about the Chameleon or DX Commander for antennas? I will talk to the DX Commander. The DX Commander is also a great antenna. And it's multi-banded, and each antenna is tuned, and then you have your radials, and it's a great antenna, but it takes a while to set up. So if you're just looking for an antenna to go and throw up for a couple hours and break down, unless you're KAMRD who loves that DX Commander, I will go with a NFED halfway, hands down. If I was setting this up for a long weekend, DX Commander is a great antenna. I can't talk to the Chameleon. Maybe you can. Well, I mean, Chameleon makes a bunch of antennas. I've used several of them, mostly the Impasse 2.0, with the stainless steel vertical whip. I've used that on POTA a lot in Galveston. It works great. I've had really, really good luck with that as well. So, but again, Chameleon makes a bunch of different antennas. So it depends on which one you're talking about. DX Commander, you can't go wrong. Yeah, it takes a little bit longer to set up. It's got ground radials, so it takes up a lot more space when you put it down. Sometimes you have space, sometimes you don't. So it just depends on where you're doing POTA. So just be aware of that. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna talk around the world on a DX Commander, no problem there.
Steve, what is the best portable telescope? He says GMAS. I think it just meant AMAS for POTA. There is the new POTA 20.
There's a bunch of them,
which is great. You also got the spider beams, little which is kind of like the competitor to it.
No, you're thinking about the Carbon 6.
Carbon 6, yes.
From Soda Beams Carbon 6. Yeah, that's. But the spider beams, they make masts in 5, 6, 7 different sizes, and all of those masts are freaking fantastic. Those are great masts.
It's just kind of what you could get your hands on. Both of them have a little scarcity issues here and there, and I like the POTA 20. I haven't really used the Carbon 6.
Yeah, I've only used it a couple times. I've got it. I let Bill use it at Field Day, Winter Field Day last year, and he was like, "Yeah, this thing's." He was like, in fact, I think he had one and then he forgot or something, and then he's like, "The only thing I don't like about it, it's really flimsy at the top." I'm like, "Yeah," but he was using it with his TX500 and doing really well.
Which the POTA 20 does fix that and gives you a place to clip something or tie something to.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, I like to see Jason's answer on this.
All right.
Buddy Hex or DX Commander for the antenna? If you had to pick an antenna for a weekend, DX Commander or Buddy Hex?
For a weekend?
A weekend activation, not just put up and take down.
The Buddy Hex. But realize also, because it's just a freaking cool antenna.
I'll give you that.
It's more directional. The DX Commander is just a wire. I say just a wire. It's a wire antenna. It's not just a wire antenna. The Buddy Hex is more directional. You can kind of aim it in certain directions. It's just a 2-element beam, so it's not it's not hugely directional, but it's more directional than a wire is. However, realize that the Buddy Hex only goes to 20 meters. So if you want to use 40 or 80 meters, then the DX Commander would be the only choice. So because the hex beam does 6, 10, 12, 15, 17, and 20. It doesn't go any lower in frequency than 20 meters. So you want to use 30 meters or 40 meters or 60 meters or 80 meters, the DX Commander is going to be your answer.
I like it. I'm getting egged on in the chat, so I'm going to address it here. 45, Don, and a couple others. When I'm going to start building the ham shack out again. It is finally starting to cool down. I finally got time now. So I'm going to say that ham shack progress will be made before we build the DX Commander's antennas. So Frank's building his shack. DX Commander's build, so you kind of figure that out. Yes,
I'm still waiting on you and Shane to get your acts together so we can build ours together.
I'm waiting for Shane.
We can blame on Shane. That's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway. So
there we go.
That.
But yes, I am actually going to be making progress this month. I promise you. This month on the ham shack build. The next thing I'm going to do is mount the junction boxes outside. I got 2 of them, and start drilling into the aluminum grounding plate and putting on the lightning arresters. I have one around here somewhere. I might have moved it because I dumped water on it again. It's somewhere. Let's go with Be Mad here because I just saw it. What operation protocols do you observe on DMR? I'm gonna need more information on that. I thought that was gonna be good.
Yeah.
I need a little bit more. Sorry.
Need to know what you mean by operation protocols.
You got a Matthew channel member for 17 months asking you a question there.
When are you going to get a vid on that Yaesu FT36 736R? That's a good question. You know, I dug that thing out of my garage the other day. I've got I was actually thinking about that just last week, so that I might work on that upcoming. I've got I got a list of videos that I need to make, so it kind of depends on, and then all these in the news today stories, you know, those all take precedence because it's, you know, ham radio being used in post. That's weird.
What happened?
Okay.
Are you with us? You're still.
I am.
I got video.
You can hear me, right?
Yep.
My YouTube, my web browser just freaked out.
Okay.
So, as far as I know, I'm still streaming.
You're still seeing a live ticket? Yeah, we're still live.
Okay. All right. Yeah, my web browser just freaked out. It says, it gave me some error that I've never seen before, but no big deal. Okay. I just wanted. It freaked me out because I'm like, whoa, did I just lose connection? I thought that I just lost total connection, but no, I'm good. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. What? Remind me again. What was they take?
There was Matthews talking about where are you gonna get a video on the
the 736R. Yeah, I've got a list of things I need to make videos for. So yeah.
And then you started talking about the news, which the news videos are good.
I mean,
and to be honest, I'm a little jealous how fast you can crank them out. And the article comes up, and I see it a Hackaday one or a read one on the news. I'm like, that'd be a great video. Jason has a video of it already. Well,
I mean, that's just work. That's very useful information, very important information to share about how hams are helping with post-disaster relief anywhere. So I think that that's a good thing to share with the audience. So yeah.
When are you going to review the Expert Amp? I saw this one a couple times by Dawn.
Yes. So I haven't done that yet. That's what Richard asked me this last weekend. And I got some stuff. Richard and I are going to do some stuff. You know, you may or may not know, Main Trading Company moved into a new building about a month ago.
No,
month
and I don't know. Tell me more.
Yeah, new building. I was going to go out there like 2 weeks ago and do a walkthrough video, and he's like, dude, we're not ready yet. We don't even have signs up. So I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Is he still in Paris?
He's still in Paris. It's just like a mile or two from where he used to be. I don't remember the reason for the change right now, but yeah, they moved locations. So we're going to go out there and do a walkthrough video the same way we did with Gigaparts when they opened their new store. He wants to do a grand opening on a Saturday at some point, and when that happens, we're going to go out there and we're going to set up and do a live stream. I told him I needed good internet to live stream. He goes, my internet's good. I was like, what's your upstream? And he didn't know. But he's like, well, I think it's this. I was like, go home and test it. Tell me what your upstream is. Because the download doesn't matter for live streaming. The upload is what matters for live streaming. So, but we're going to probably do some stuff with him out there. More than grand opening, but also more than that. But yeah, he was talking to me about the Expert Amp. And honestly, one of the main drawbacks is that I don't have an antenna that will handle, because that's a 1.5 kilowatt amplifier. So, but I think you can run it on a lower power. I think you can like turn around, like it's got a high power setting and a low power setting, I think. So I don't have to run it full board, full 1500 watts. But yeah, I don't have a field other than the Buddy Hex. I don't have a field deployable antenna that will handle 1500 watts. So that's one drawback so far. And I might use it. I might take out the Buddy Hex and use it there. You know what? We might set it up at POTA at Ray Roberts in a couple weeks.
Ooh.
I mean, maybe we'll do that. Yeah. I don't know. So we'll see. But that is coming. I got the cables that I need for it. You got to get specific cables for your radio. So I got the FTDX10 cables, and it's like very plug and play after you have all that hooked up. So yeah, it's yeah.
Before we get to Don's question, you have a $10 super chat.
Where?
Scroll up.
Yes, I missed that.
John.
I think that's when my browser freaked out. So sorry about that, John. Whiskey Victor 3 Lima. Someone needs to start a ham beard care channel.
That's
good.
No,
Not a bad
I might
idea.
put that down for one of my
Thank you
live
for the
stream
super chat. Yeah.
ideas. Ham beard guys. We have
Yeah.
you, me, Carlos.
Yep.
We got to get you probably Smoker Signals RF Don. Does Shane
Yep.
still have his beard, or he's clean shaven again?
I think he's still got a beard.
We'll maybe invite Shane. We'll put him down as a maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll pull some
Yeah.
other. Oh, we got to have Robert. Robert, come on
Yeah,
now.
Robert. Yeah,
And
Robert's
then
good. Yeah.
Scott, my co-host Scott,
Yeah,
he has an
Scott's
epic
got.
beard.
Yeah, he does.
Ooh,
Yep.
this is sounded
Scott's
like
got
a
Yeah,
fun one.
that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Don, my cigar brother Don. Backpack suggestions for Armorlock cage. I have a FT 891.
Yeah. That is actually a video I'm working on. Well, it's not a backpack, but it's a bag for the 891 with the Armorlock cage is Gaston the Tech Prepper's bag, but he doesn't make it anymore. But it's not really a backpack. It's got a little carrying handle on it, and you can stick it in a backpack, I guess. But that's what I take with me when I go on an airplane and take radio to play radio in other states.
Mm-hmm.
But I am working on a video that answers that question for that radio and several others. So yeah, stay tuned. I honestly don't know of a backpack that's good for that yet, but that's one of the questions I'll be answering soon.
Nice.
Yep. Yes, Nick Nitterkey Paul is saying Gigaparts is working on Armlock Ready Explorer bags. Yes, Gigaparts and Armlock are going to do some joint collab stuff together, so very true. Yep, okay, what else? Yeah, and people are saying in the chat that DX Commander is a field deployable antenna that handle 1500 watts. Yes, it is. And once again,
it is.
We're waiting on
I was
Shane.
Talking about
we're going to blame Shane. No. I don't really. If I'm going to set up a 1500 watt antenna, I expect to exert more effort than just an infed half wave. That's just I have the Chameleon. What is that? LEFS antenna, which is an infed half wave Chameleon antenna. It'll handle about 600 watts. And when I took my KPA 500 to Galveston and operated 500 watts from the beach, it was a year and a half ago, something like that. That's the antenna I was using, was that Chameleon LEFS. Great antenna, works well. Still got mine, but yeah, if I'm going to set up an antenna that's going to handle that much power, I expect to put a little bit more effort into it. I'm not looking for something that's really fast or lightweight or small, backpackable, something like that. I know DX Commander would be an excellent solution for something like that. Yes.
Oh, Freddie Mac probably come on too. Big John Ham Shack can grow a beard. Yes.
Oh, okay.
All right. Maybe we have Big John on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mike Mastro. Thanks to Jason for all you do. Frank do for the ham radio operators everywhere. You guys are the best. You know what? I should have you read that because look at that super chat, man.
That's the guy. Yeah, $50 super chat. Thank you very much, Mike.
Thank you.
That's
Mike.
The guy that's always ordering 2 of everything when you do the mugs and stuff.
2. He ordered like 4.
Did he order 4? Okay, I don't remember.
From the tumblers right here.
Good.
Mike is awesome, man.
Thanks, Mike.
Is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, talking a little bit about that. The mugs have arrived. And I checked out all of them, and they're all in perfect order. So I am just putting together boxes and things. I ordered the boxes. They should be coming here this week. I got to figure out packing, and then I'm going to give Jason a box so he can weigh and start printing out labels. So I am predicting a week and a half before them to start going out the door.
Cool.
So there's our update.
Good. That sounds great. Okay.
Yes. Cool. What else we got?
Let's see. This is good. Dave Pearson, from a retired military comm guy. I would go with the Chameleon antenna impasse for quick deployment. Yeah, the impasse system will set up in like 6 or 8 different configurations.
Well, that one's also targeted to the military, so I bet he's very familiar with that.
Freddie Mac says, have you tried the Poseidon yet? Is the Poseidon that vertical one?
Yes.
I get all their names confused.
Yes, Poseidon's the new vertical one.
Okay, I don't have that one.
I have cut it and I made it everything. I haven't tuned it yet. I am planning to do that this coming weekend, and the video would be then my next release. It was fairly simple to build. I think if someone was used to building kits, 20 minutes. It took me about 30-ish, 40 minutes if you took out all the YouTuber-y crap I had to do.
Right.
In honest, it took me 2 hours to do all that. Well, because in the middle of it, my camera stopped working, and then I had to figure that out. And then I was hungry, so I made lunch. And
yeah, I don't have the Poseidon yet. I've got the original. What is it? The Ares, and then this newest one. The
newest one is the Poseidon. The
newest one that I have is the one that 9-to-1 that we built on the stream just a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
I don't remember what it's called. I can't remember all the names of their antennas.
I think that's the Ares, the 9-to-1 random wire.
Okay.
Random wire with the 3 wires that loop around the toroid. Yes, that's the random wire.
That's the Ares. Okay, so and I've got whatever the original one was then. Artemis, something like that. So yeah, so I've got those are the two I have.
What's the frequency? How's your new waterproof keyboard treating you? It's still here. And it still clicks a lot.
Yeah.
I love it.
Let's see.
Huh? I accidentally hit enter.
Oh, oops.
I had one. Don says you don't tune it. The 9-to-1 you don't tune. Exactly.
Right. In fact, you purposely make it to a length that's not resonant.
You just cut it to whatever
I think
magic number band that you choose.
41 feet?
Yeah, I think mine's about 41.
41 feet.
Double check us on that number.
Yeah. I don't remember what it is. It's on my live stream for 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's on my live stream from 2 weeks ago because it's got a counterpoise also, and that you're supposed to cut to like 14 feet. So, yeah.
Interstellar Starman says the Poseidon's not sold out right now.
Oh, there you go.
And if you want to see how easy the build is, I released my last release video. I built it all on live stream or on the stream I pre-recorded. Don't spill Weller's whiskey on your keyboard, please. I do not want that.
Yeah.
No. I thought I had another good one that they scrolled.
Hold on a second.
Go ahead.
Less the news. Sorry to bring this up again. It's the first time I'm seeing it, so no problem. Could you revisit the Alinco DR735T sometime, as there is so little out there on it, maybe making contacts, using it for full duplex operations, so on? Pretty please. Okay. That's a great radio. I still have my 735T, and it's one that I don't even know if it's in production anymore, honestly. But Alinco kind of stopped doing stuff in the ham radio world for a while after COVID. I think they're kind of starting to roll again. But, they discontinued their 2 HF radios, and they've got some HTs currently in production, but that's, not much more than that. So, yeah, I might circle back to that. I do like that radio. I really do. I haven't fired it up in a while, but I do really like that radio.
John says there's a Weller cigar. I'm going to have to find this.
Up north of 60, sorry. What is your go-to configuration for the Impost 2.0? Honestly, the vertical. I use the now the stainless steel whip doesn't come with the Impost 2.0, but it's an add-on, and I take the stake that goes into the ground, and with the counterpoise attachment and the matching unit, whatever the CHA blah blah blah, whatever the matching unit is, and I put the 17-foot whip on top of that. That is the antenna. I had tuned I had brought the whip down from its full configuration down into the 10-meter band. That's the antenna that I made 2 park-to-park contacts when I was in Galveston, and those 2 other park operators were in England on 10 meters. Yeah. Did 2 park-to-parks on 10 meters, and it was from that antenna. That's my go-to configuration for the Impasse, because I primarily use it as a vertical antenna. I've used it with the military shock cord mast that it comes with. That works pretty well too. I've set it up as an inverted V a couple times. That works pretty well too. But my go-to is usually with that stainless steel whip that's telescoping, because if I want to change bands, I just move the whip up and down. It's very easy.
Don is now saying you don't have to tune the Poseidon either. Just cut 25 feet and done.
Is it? Well, it's just a vertical infed, right?
Well, I thought it was an infed, but then you want to tune an infed. Now, unless that is the perfect measurement for it.
You don't tune an infed. If it's cut to a certain length, you're going to get 10, 15, 20, and 40 on it for a 40-meter infed.
Well, yeah, but you got to make sure where that cut is.
Yeah, when you tune it, you cut it to the
when I say tune it, I'm tuning it as I'm building it to get the 9-to-1 match. I'm not tuning it every time or not 9-to-1, 1-to-1 match. And I'm tuning it when I am building it and not when I'm operating on it. So I don't
just
want
clarify.
to use the tier. Yeah. So when I'm sorry, y'all, I meant tuning as when I cut the wire, I tune it to the nice 1-to-1, and then like Don says, I'm done at that point. You don't need to hit your tuner on the radio. It should be happy. Happy.
Yes. Yeah. Any thoughts on doing a rain gutter episode? I've thought about that. I do have a rain gutter that goes around my entire house. I don't know where there's a break. Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, I know where there's a break in it. Maybe. Jody says, DX Engineering carries the DR735T. Still in production. Okay, good. Don N5 SKT. Okay. When are you going to join TO and the rest of us bringing packet radio on HF back using real TNCs? Whenever you invite me to. If you guys have been doing videos on that, I missed it. I try to keep up with the community as best I can, but I do miss things sometimes, so I haven't seen anything specifically on that in a while, so maybe I missed it. David says,
"What is that?
Why is the rum always gone?" It's a good question.
Because we're drinking bourbon. Moving on. What is the real TNCs?
Terminal node controller. It's basically what connects your radio to a computer for purposes of many things. APRS, packet, WinLink, that kind of thing. So I'm not specifically sure what Dawn is talking about there.
I give up. I'm flipping the table on this.
Yeah.
I will look at it and it'll be in my next video.
Okay.
Maybe I'll bring Don on for him to yell at me and explain.
There you go.
Don, that is a thing now. We are going to talk.
Thank you, Don, for the super chat. The Poseidon is a 9-to-1 and uses the tuner to tune. The length is set to 25 feet and the radials are 17. Oh, okay. The Poseidon's a 9-to-1. Okay. Again, I don't have that. I don't own the Poseidon. I have not built one. I don't own one. So that's their new vertical. But good to know. Thank you, Don. Makes more sense that a vertical would be 25 feet than 66 feet.
I know, right?
Although that would be a freaking cool vertical antenna. But, yeah. Okay, I got you.
Jeez. The old version of the DigiRig.
What? A real TNC?
I think so.
Yeah. The DigiRig is... It's not... The DigiRig's not a TNC, but it kind of is used for the same purpose.
Mm-hmm. David, what's in the glass? Nothing anymore. It's gone. I don't know if I'm going to pour any more, but water is always in this glass, and here's my refill.
Jeff, which one did you just build? It was the Aries, the 9-to-1 Aries. It's not a vertical. It's a 41-foot antenna
random wire.
It's a random wire, yeah.
With a counterpoise.
Mm-hmm.
And it's meant to be ran as a slipper. If you have enough space, go ahead, throw it vertical. But that's a huge vertical.
Yeah. Ken, what analyzer do you use for SOTA and POTA? I very much like if you're talking about an analyzer to take into the field, that is lightweight and easy and small and compact. The Rig Expert Stick. All of those, I have the Stick Pro. There's 4 versions of it. The difference between them all is how high in frequency they go. I believe the Stick Pro goes to 600 megahertz, so it'll do the 2 meters, 220, and 440 band. There's one that goes up to 230. There's one that goes up to, I think, 1,000. Anyway, the Rig Expert Stick, USB-C chargeable, internal battery that's rechargeable via USB-C, e-ink on the screen, so very easy to see in the sunlight. And small, lightweight, portable, compact, very, very well-made, very great antenna analyzer. Get 5% off at Gigaparts with the coupon code of KC5HWB. So,
I had someone told me the other day your code was 10% off.
So I have 2 codes. Yeah, someone was asking me about... Someone was trying to use my KC5HWB code on Mezzi and Poloni coax the other day. And they're like, does this not work anymore? I'm like, no, it doesn't, because there's a 10% code off. So I have 2 codes at Gigaparts. The first is KC5HWB, which gives you 5% off of many items. The second is HR2 cables, which gives you 10% off of Mezzi and Poloni coax, ABR coax, and all the accessories for both of those, and all of their lighted signs. So I have pages for that are linked from my... affiliates and deals page from my website that takes you to both and shows you everything that's on those pages. So yeah, there's one code that's 10%, but there's another code that's 5%, and there's more items on the 5% off page.
Yeah, the 5% is nice. And I think it has just more items and it's more covers some of different things. Oh, what else is going on? What is your POTA setup? So do you have a go-to POTA setup, Jason? Like your standard POTA setup, that nothing special, no thrills, that you, Jason, are going to POTA, not make a video, you're just going to go POTA. What is your go-to setup?
I carry in my truck in a Pelican case my FTDX10. And that's what I use 90% of the time on POTA, unless I'm using a new radio or wanting to try something else out, making a video about a new radio, something like that. And then I carry in my Explorer bag several antennas. I have 2 pack antennas in there. I have the spark plug gear antenna, although the connector broke off of it, and I need to resolder a new connector onto it. I have the Chameleon LEFS in there. I have the real potable antenna in there. I have the pieces of the Impasse 2.0 system in there to make the vertical configuration I just explained about a minute ago. I carry a piece of ABR coax in there with a BNC on one end and SO2 or PL259 on the other end.
I've been needing to order that cable. That is a beautiful cable.
So I have made the mistake before of going to a park with only one antenna and figuring out that my antenna was malfunctioning. Either the antenna or the connector on the antenna. There was one time I had a bad connector. I figured it out later. I went home and I did some testing. I'm like, oh, the connector's bad. And there was another time that I had an antenna that was malfunctioning. It was a vertical antenna I had on my truck at one point in time. I think it just was a cheap antenna. But I don't go to a park with just one antenna or one piece of coax or something like that. If I'm going to go all the way up to a park and set up and deploy and want to activate POTA, I take 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 antennas. That's just everything that's in my Explorer bag right now. And that way, if I find a malfunction with something, or I was like, oh crap, I forgot the connector for that one. Okay, let's use this other antenna. That way I'm not dead in the water when I get out to the park. I'm like, well, I got to pack up and go home now. I can't activate.
Mike says, oh crap, I thought you still use hand sticks.
Ham sticks.
My answer is kind of similar, but the equipment's changed. So I have my Explorer backpack packed out with the FTDX10. I have 3 antennas. I have my my end-fed half wave that I cut to make a linked antenna, and I've used that so much the link connectors are just falling out, so it's completely useless now unless I want to go like 17 meters. I think it was the lowest band I cut. I have Adam's spark plug antenna that can run 100 watts, and then I have the Aries antenna. So mostly I use the Aries antenna again, like you said. For some reason, if one of them doesn't work, it's
Yeah.
not a failed activation. I have
Hmm.
a bag of adapters. When I need it, I show it on the channel because I'm like, oh, I need an adapter this time. If you have only one adapter in there and you find it, you go out and buy another adapter because you will lose it or give it away to
Right.
someone and never
Yeah.
see it again.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
I have the Buddy Pole 20-foot BNC antenna cable. Love
Yes.
that because it has the dust cover ends. So when I'm done operating, I put the dust cover on it, throw the antenna in the dirt, and I'm happy. I don't care. It has the dust cover. The POTA 20 mast.
Yep.
And I will probably drag out in my other spare hand a 20 amp hour battery, and if the sun's right, a solar panel. I like that. That was a
Good.
fun question.
Yeah, for sure.
Update on the EDC radio. The
Which one?
okay video idea. Oh, this is it'd be a video idea for update on your EDC radio.
Well, I did that one video about my EDC pack for my FT5DR, and then I have another pack for my D75 that I built out, and I haven't done a video about yet. But yeah, yeah, that's probably good. That's probably something to look at again. And I was operating a 6-meter FT8 right now, by the way.
Of course,
I got
of course.
I got an alert, ham alert about it.
Nice, nice. Since it's actually kind of getting nicer, I'm looking forward to going to the Support Your Parks weekend. I'm
Yep.
trying to put together a Support Your Park live stream next Sunday.
Good.
And we'll see who I get for that. And dude, I'm looking forward to it, going to the park and just hanging out. We'll figure out something.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun time. Fun time. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Do you where can I order one of those ham beards?
M5SKT says you should do a video like MLNS where you go over all your older radios and sell us on each one. Okay. Let's see. Hamcation, we will be there.
Digital Rancher, sorry, Digital Dreamer. My apologies to the both of y'all. I just see digital and I run with it.
Yeah.
Frank the Tank. Ooh, he is using my other YouTube account. I love it. I love it. Have you tried the Pac-12 antenna for POTA with your G90? No.
I've heard of that antenna. I don't.
I might have to do that. I did have the G90 at the beach, but I swapped it out for the Yaesu just because I wanted all the power down there. And I was like, I got the ocean. I'm not going to settle for 20 watts. I want all the watts I can have.
Right. Right.
No, I'm going to put that in the ideas. Yeah.
So CLR4 TKF, clear for takeoff. I think that's what that is. And you had mentioned in the chat earlier you just passed your first ham radio license, so congratulations on that. I saw people saying that to you in the chat.
Oh, congratulations.
FTDX10 or 991A and why? So Interstellar Starman says 991A shack in a box. Yes. 991A is a shack in the box, 2 meters and 440 all mode, along with 6 meters and HF. And probably if you just got your technician license and you're going to wait to get your general, that's probably the answer. But the FTDX10 is a far better HF radio. So if you want it for primarily HF, the FTDX10 is a far better HF radio. But if you're going to stick around with the technician for a while, you can't use much on HF except for parts of 10 meters and some CW and on some other bands, which you probably don't know. The 991A is going to work great for you because you can do FM, sideband, FT8, and everything on 2 meters, 440, 6 meters, and parts of 10 meters. So, Ham Live, thank you for the super chat.
73, man.
73. Okay.
Kevin says he's ordered a mystery box from you. Yeah.
Kevin.
Oh, this is a support question. Sorry.
Oh yeah, so I've had a lot of mystery box sales, and I'm going through them in order. I sent out probably 10 or 15 of them on Monday of last week, and then another 8 or 10 on Wednesday of last week. Typically, I will sit down and do my shipping on Mondays, so I will do some more shipping tomorrow. I'm going through them as fast as I can. It's just I'm a one-man show. I got to ship out those Ed Fong antennas, and everything else gets sales from the website, and I got to make videos at some point in time too. So, yeah, I'm going through those. Don't worry, you will get a shipping notification when it ships. I've still got all that stuff in stock, and I mean, I've still got when you bought it, the box you bought is still on hand with me, and those are going out as in the order they were received. Mm-hmm. So if you ordered first, you get it shipped first, and et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, be working on those some more tomorrow.
Sounds like fun, man. How many mystery boxes did you get through all that?
I think this round we got like I think we had like maybe 75 through this round. Yeah, something like that. I bought some more of the cardboard boxes off of eBay that I get to ship them in, and got those in last week. So I want to get through shipping all these out first, and then I'll probably put some more up later.
Nice. Beautiful, man. I bet your wife is happy.
Yeah. Yep.
So I think we answered Gene's question. How can I get one? You said you're going to be posting more availability later.
Right.
Cool.
Yep.
See anything else that you want? What's the coolest thing have you put in a mystery box?
Well, I did the mega mystery boxes a while back. I sold 10 of those, and one guy won an FT710, brand new.
Well, not one. It was in the mystery box.
Well, yes, yeah, but it was only in one of the mystery boxes. Yeah, so I sold 10 mystery boxes. 3 of the boxes had a DX Commander. 1 box had an FT710. 2 of the boxes had a brand new Anytone 878 UV2 Plus. 2 or 3 of the boxes had brand new Better Safe radio HT. So yeah, stuff like that. Probably the FT710 was the biggest and most expensive thing I've ever put in a mystery box, but that was on the mega mystery box. I put I've sent some Baofangs and Walks on radios out in these regular mystery boxes. Some other couple of mobile radios, couple of GMRS radios, that kind of thing. So.
I got one of those Abri antennas, which I have yet to do anything with. I forgot who did it, but tried to make a knife out of it and sharpened it.
I think that was Josh.
Was it Josh?
Yeah, I think it was him.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Adios, Jason Lockhart. Thanks for swinging
Later,
by.
Man. Yep. Yeah, we'll probably wind this up. It's 8:15. I really like these AMAs because they're just interactive with the chat with you guys, and I really like interacting with you guys on a live stream. So thank you for being here and participating in that. I do appreciate it. Once again, for those of you who weren't here in the beginning, go back through this screen right here. No, not this one. Next weekend, Kyle and I will be headed up to Rendezvous in the Ozarks in Arkansas for an overland event, which is in the middle of a POTA spot. I believe it's a national forest. I think it's a national forest, but it is a POTA spot. We were out there I was out there 2 years ago, and we did that. And the big thing is, if you are in the North Texas area, come out for our POTA event, our Come POTA With Me event. Let's move that right there. We go. 2 weeks from yesterday, on October 19th, Saturday, we'll be at Ray Roberts Lake State Park in the Johnson Branch at Pavilion number 1. I've already got it reserved. Probably going to go out there early that morning, set up the DX Commander. I'm sorry, set up the Buddy Hex, not the DX Commander, and get some parks, let people sit down at the radio, get some parks on the air contacts, just kind of hang out and have a good time. So if you want to join us, I hope that we see a good participation in that. We had a pretty good group turnout last time I did it, which was probably about a year ago. We might have had 25 or 30 people there, something like that.
Yeah,
so
man.
It was a good
fun.
number of people.
We cooked burgers or hot dogs.
Did we?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So, yeah. But yeah, come out there and hang out with us there, and it should be a fun time. And then join me on the live stream. I have a new video premiere tomorrow, like normal Mondays, and then join me on the live stream for Prime Big Deal Days at noon on Tuesday. See what kind of ham radio, solar power, battery deals. I've had 2 battery companies reach out to me and ask me to promote their stuff on Prime Big Deals Day from their website and from Amazon both. So we got some.
I had this question at the top. What is Prime Big Deals Day? It's just another.
It's just another Prime Day.
Come buy our stuff.
Yeah, it's just another Prime Day where they're going to have a lot of stuff on sale. That's really all it is. It's one of their biggest. I think it's like their second biggest sale of the year, something like that. So, but CRJ Racing, thank you for the super chat. He says 73. Thank you for all you do to better the hobby. You have taught me a lot. KC3ZPY. Thanks, man. Appreciate you being here. And thank you for the super chat. So, anything else, Frank?
No, that's it. New videos dropping tomorrow. We're going to be looking at the new Gigaparts accessory bags, the laptop, and the headphone. So, it's going to be fun times. I'll be on the beach.
Good. Awesome. Okay. Well, this is the part of the program where I empty my wallet. Stellar Starman. Wait till Tuesday, man. Wait till Tuesday. Save some money till Tuesday. So, all right, guys. 73 all. Have a good evening. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you at one of the events over the next couple of weeks. Live streams included. So, 73. Y'all have a good night. Later.